tortillas, combining different kinds of protein. It basically combined it to make a chain. Well, animal protein already has a chain built, and it's a superior protein. Your body is built to take in animal protein, break it down, and use it to build your muscle, and it works way better than beans and rice and all that other stuff that has some protein in it, but don't look at it like it's really protein because it just doesn't really do anything for your body. So, chicken, fish especially is good. Fish is good because it's high in omega-3. Some are higher than others. That, I would say, do your own research on that. Red meat, don't be afraid of red meat's kind of got labeled bad. Don't be afraid of it. But, like I said, cows that have, think about it, which would you rather eat? A cow that has sat in a stall this wide its whole life, eating grain, or a cow that was like grazing in a pasture, eating grass, chilling with its cow friends? Obviously, the cow that was grazing on grass is going to be better quality, and that's what you want to eat. Not a cow that has sat in one spot forever and just stuffed its face on grain. Because, I mean, if you have, I guess, I'm from Indiana, so maybe the cow thing is not that great. Maybe you guys don't understand that. But for me, like, cows, where I come from, are in pastures and they eat grass. That's just natural. That's what they do. They eat grass. Their bodies are designed to eat grass, not grain. All right. So we've talked about carbs, we've talked about fat, we've talked about protein. Those are the big three. Those are the big three things you need to think about now when you're eating and how each one affects your body differently. So when we're talking about then these three macronutrients, let's talk about how to combine them to make a meal. What a meal should consist of. Not really talking about a snack. Snack to me though is just a small scale meal. Actually, my snacks are probably what a lot of people's meals are. Heidi's always like, I'm like, oh my gosh, let's get a snack. She's like, that's like 2 dinners. I'm like, no, it's just a snack. I'll be good. I'll be ready to eat in a little bit. Okay, so a meal.
Like my brother.
Again, I like pictures. We all understand pictures. Your plate. It's a plate. We're going to put, so every meal needs to have some kind of protein, especially like a lean protein, chicken, fish, some red meat too is fine, even pork. Go to town, try different stuff. Protein, lean meat right here. The rest of it, really, really simple. You can pretty much stack this with a bunch of veggies. Fresh veggies especially are better because when you cook them, they start to lose some of their nutrients. That doesn't mean don't ever cook them, but it's just a little better. The more closely it resembles its natural state, the better. That's a good rule of thumb for paleo. So I would stack this with veggies, or maybe some carbs here. That's probably going to be like for me a sweet potato, maybe some butternut squash. But just like I tell you guys, we can adjust your workout according to your goals. You should adjust your plate according to your goals. Michael's goal is to be a champion weightlifter. I don't know if it's ever going to happen for him. But kidding. So for him, he needs to eat. He needs to eat a lot. He's not trying to watch his figure, but he's trying to watch his figure get bigger. So he needs to eat more than somebody who is trying to win the Body Transformation Challenge, trying to lose weight, trying to, lean up. So maybe cut those carbs out and just keep the veggies. But along with that, we need fat. So if this were my plate, it would probably look like lean meat, protein, some carbs, sweet potato, butternut squash, what have you. The rest is going to be veggies. I like spinach. Spinach has a lot of good stuff in it. Don't waste your time with lettuce. There's nothing really in lettuce. It's pretty pointless to eat it, I think. Broccoli, whatever. Load it with veggies, and then we're missing one thing, fat. You need some fat in there. So this is where your olive oil, your walnut oil comes in. Sprinkle it on your veggies. Don't be afraid to put maybe even a couple tablespoons on there. I know what it says. It says, you look at it, 1 tablespoon, 14 grams of fat. Oh my gosh. Put it on there. Put 2 tablespoons on. Big guys, put 3 tablespoons on. Don't be afraid of it. Maybe even put some grass-fed butter on your sweet potato. You'll feel fuller longer, so you're a lot less likely to go to the cookie jar later. All right. So a meal, really simple. A protein, maybe some carbs, depending on your goals, depending on you. You kind of have to feel that out a little bit. And fat. And get some veggies in there too. Those veggies are going to tend to be those low glycemic index carbs that we've been talking about. Most veggies are low glycemic index. Okay. So that's a meal. Snack, to me, really should be roughly the same, but small scale. So maybe like one of my favorite snacks. Well, I don't know. I kind of worn it out, but tuna, like canned tuna. I don't know if I can do it anymore, but I used to. Like a can of tuna, an apple, and maybe I'd put some olive oil on the tuna. That's a pretty big snack for some people, but it's protein, it's fat, it's carb, and they're all relatively natural, real things. What's up?
What's the portion size of the
You know, I don't really like throwing out like numbers, labeling things with numbers, but if you're not full, it probably wasn't enough. You know, you're probably, Toma, for you, man, you're probably going to want a piece of meat that's got 25, 35 grams of protein in there. I wouldn't worry too much about the portions. Now, you don't need to eat like a 20-ounce porterhouse every night or whatever, but excess protein is not really, you're not going to really store it. It just goes to waste. All right. Eat, but with portions, though. I'm glad you brought that up. You should be full after your meal. You should feel good. You should have energy to do things. You shouldn't be miserable. You shouldn't be starving. Because if you are, it's not going to work. Because if you're miserable and hungry and starving, as soon as somebody's like, oh man, let's go to McDonald's, eventually you're going to cave. I don't care who you are. You're going to do it. Or you like walk by, like you go in Carolina Farm and the bakery's over there. It's going to like call your name and you're going to go in and it's like pastry heaven in there. So if you're hungry, you're setting yourself up for failure. All right. So meal, snack, protein, carbs, fat. Actually, let's say proteins, fat, carb. So now are you guys thinking about some of your friends that you're like, dude, all they eat is carbs, carbs, carbs. Yeah. They're probably crazy too. They probably like have emotional problems, like up and down all the time. Okay, so going back now, we talked a little bit at the beginning about inflammation. And this is one of the reasons paleo is great, especially for CrossFitters, is because it decreases inflammation. The foods that fall into the paleo category are low inflammatory. So on the flip side of that, something that's highly inflammatory to most people, grains, gluten. Gluten-free is getting a little bit more mainstream nowadays. That's because a lot of people have adverse reactions to it, especially like digestive issues. Gluten can wreak havoc on your digestive system, which then has a major impact on the way you feel, the way your body processes other nutrients. It damages your digestive system for most people. Now, some people are totally intolerant to gluten, and other people can probably handle it a little bit better. For this 6-week challenge, I would say go ahead and cut out gluten 100%, everything gluten-free. Try that and see how you feel. And I would say that almost every one of you will tell me you feel a lot better cutting out the gluten. What I've noticed with myself, and again, maybe this is just my imagination, but if I stay gluten-free for a while, and then I'll be like, I don't really like beer that much, but maybe some of my friends drinking beer, I'm like, all right, I'll have a beer. Drink a beer, I get stuffed up right away. My nose gets stuffy right away from gluten. Just pay attention to it. Cut it out completely for a couple weeks, and maybe try reintroducing a little bit and see how you feel. Some of you guys, by cutting it out, you'll feel different than you ever had. You'll feel so much better. You'll have way more energy. And some of you guys maybe can handle it a little bit better than others. But again, for a 6-week challenge, I think you could all go gluten-free. What's up, Steve?
I read an article a little while ago that over 70% of the population has got allergies to gluten.
Yeah.
Because it's a new thing.
Yeah.
No one even knows this. So I think it's a good chance.
Definitely. Like celiac is a big one. Yeah. IBS is a big one. I would say the majority, or at least a lot of digestive problems come from gluten and gluten allergies. So cut it out, and then maybe reintroduce a little bit and see how it affects you, because everybody's a little bit different. All right. Omega-3, going back to the omega-3, it's highly anti-inflammatory.